Okay, we are about to do another stretch for the hips. You could wind up feeling this through the whole side of the leg, the IT band. You are going to typically feel this in the hip because of the IT band. We're bringing the legs up. Notice that we have the hands a little bit low versus up high by the shoulders. We're going to just drop over. Today, right now, we're only going to see us moving to the left, stretching the right hip. This is obviously going to be done on both hips. So we're dropping. Let's get those legs all the way gently over to the floor before that hand goes up, please, on the next one. So we have a little concern about stretching, twisting the back a little too far, too fast. So we got the legs down, then we take that arm up, and then we slowly I'll get that for you. So then we slowly extended out that leg, okay? So now, Mavi, do you feel a stretch going across the top outer part of your hip and okay, nice. And then if you're tight enough, yes, this will go all the way around through the back. The thing is, why we bring that arm up slowly after we get the legs over there on the floor is so you can only go as far as you need to. Because when that leg goes out, it's going to pull further against your back. And we have to be careful about how much rotation we put in your back and definitely how fast you do it. Excuse me. So now here we go. Now we're adding, so we're going to see, we'd have you sit here for 30 to 60 seconds for a quick little static stretch. Now we're going into contract and release, releasing into a self-resistance stretch. Bringing that leg up only as far as you feel like you need to, and we don't need those hips to roll back. Oh, no, straight.
It's getting tight. Right?
Tight. Okay, so tight. So then that was just a little bit further than you needed to lift it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back to the starting position. Straighten out that leg. Straighten out that leg. Cool. Thanks. All right. So that kind of showed you that how far you didn't have to go quite that far. Here we go. Nice and slow. Lifting up. Nice and slow, really slow. Okay, you don't have to go all the way to the sky. And let's come up a couple more inches. And then now, boom, slowly relax. Guide it down to where you came from. Guide it into where you feel like it's going to help stretch your hip. We're not looking to move fast. That's a great speed. Breathe and relax. Okay, now you just sit here. You're going to stretch and do a simple static stretch for 30 to 60 seconds. If you're short on time, you would go back into another repetition because resistance stretching gets you more results than static stretching. For scenario's sake, you just sat there for a minute, go ahead and raise up that leg again slowly, slowly. We don't want to raise it fast because that might make that hip cramp because it can't tolerate going that fast. Raise it up only as far as you feel like you need to. Slowly guide it back down into place. Slowly guide it back down into place. There we go, guiding it back down in place. Good. Now let's say when you come down, sometimes that hip is so tight that literally this leg won't even come down to the floor. It'll be hanging there, and then your knee would wind up being uncomfortable. So you might grab a foam roller or a pillow. Here's a foam roller. Here. There we go. Good. And you just gently put that in place after the first one when you first went down there and you realize, I'm so tight in my hip up here, this leg won't even go down and touch the other leg. And then as long as you feel like you need that roller, you would keep using that and then you eventually take it out. How's that for a hip stretch?
Good, but it's really tight.
Okay, so if it's really tight, let's have you...
Because when I lift it up, it gets tight.
Yes, so then we don't lift it up very much, right? And then we would put a bigger foam roller between your legs to hold it up a little bit more to provide a little less stretch. Now let's also bring that bring that right arm down, Mavi. Down, 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 down. Now did that take some of the intensity out of your hip?
Out of my back.
Out of your back, okay, all right. Now does the hip still feel like it's got too much stretch going on?
Well, I mean, it's stretching.
Yeah, so a minute ago, it seemed like you were implying you had too much intensity in your hip.
It was more on my back than on my hip. Now it's on my hip.
Okay, so we had to bring that arm down. You see how that worked?
Mm-hmm.